All right, we're recording this video for everyone who is going to take the 8th grade state test in New York State, obviously. And if you are preparing or is going to take that, you need to watch this video. So we're going to start with question number 33. This is the beginning of the third book of the 2024 released state test practice. And let's just go ahead and solve these questions. Starting with the number 33. The number 33, we have the table below represents the function. So we have a table. Which statement describes the function? All right. The function is nonlinear because y-intercept is 0. Well, this doesn't make sense at all because it can be linear and nonlinear with y-intercept equals 0. How? Well, it can go like this, let's say. Let's imagine it goes through 0, or it can be like this, having y-intercept through 0. No, that doesn't affect us, and it doesn't make sense. The function is linear because the rate of change is constant. Well, this is a possibility. The question is the rate of change is constant? Let's check that. The easiest way to check it is to see the change in x and to change in the y. So the change in the x will be by, over here, we can clearly see that it's plus 1. What is the change in y? It's going to be plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. It's all constant change. That means that B will be our answer. The function is linear because the rate of change is constant. Constant can be interpreted as the same. So is the change the same everywhere? Yes, it is. All right, so we're not even going to discuss the answer choices C and D just to save time and because we already found the correct answer. Moving on. My bad. Number 34. Yeah, I want to remind everyone that we are doing this test with one of my students on the other side. So I may sometimes ask him some questions, whether he understood the question or did it one way or the other way. Let's go. So we are having some sort of figures here. Quadrilateral FGHJ is rotated about the origin to form quadrilateral F prime, G prime, H prime, J prime. So it went from this one to that one. And the question is, which two sides are equal in length? Well, that's easy. That's easy because all that happened is just that quadrilateral was moved to the left, basically rotated to the left. So it means that this side will match this side and so on. All right, so let's just find the matching ones. How can FG equals to FJ? There's no way, right? So JF, HJ, no. GH and HG. Ooh, you see how they try to catch that? I mean, not catch, but like they thought that if they kind of like replaced the letters, they thought that we won't understand that it's the same side because GH and HJ, well, same thing, right? All right. I hope you got that right, Andrew, because this, I don't know what this question is doing in the 8th grade state test. This is laughable.
Yeah.
Okay. We're moving on. This is not our level. All right. We're getting to something that's probably our level. A manufacturer makes the cylindrical cans in two sizes. The dimension of each can are shown in the diagram below. So we have these two. What is the difference between the volumes in the cubic centimeters of the large can and the small can in terms of... So we need to find the difference. The difference meaning that we're going to have to find the volume of one, the volume of the other, and subtract them because that's what difference is. Now the question is, did you manage to find the formula for the volume of the cylinder, Andrew? Did you scroll down and
Yes.
find it? Was it there?
What do you mean?
The formula for the volume of the cylinder. Because I think in 8th grade, the formula is given to you in the formula sheet.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So let me just, okay, this is page 2. So let me just see if it's there. Okay, it's not here. Maybe it's in the beginning. Usually there is a formula sheet. Not really. Okay, I'm not sure if this in this particular document it's not here, but the reality is I think that we have some sort of a conversion rate and some sort of a formula sheet almost in every test. So the formula for the volume of the cylinder is pi times radius squared times h. So we basically have everything right in front of us. So for the first can, for the large can, it's going to be volume equals pi times 3.5 squared times 10. For the smaller one, we're going to have pi times, and this is where they're trying to catch us. This thingy. Because 7 is a diameter here. You see? It goes through. It's a diameter. It's not a radius. So, what is the radius? The radius is half of the diameter. So, what is half of 7? 3.5. 3.5. So, we're going to use 3.5 as our radius squared times, and let's just calculate. It's just the rest is just a calculator work. So,
Yeah.
3.5 squared times 10, obviously, is 122.5 pi, obviously. And then another one is 3.5 squared times 73 pi, 73.5. And then we're going to subtract them. Using little trick by subtracting right here, right now, is going to be 49. The answer is 49 pi. That's it. Basically, there are two things that you need to know here. Is that you need to know the formula. If it's not given to you, you have to know it. And you need to not get caught by that diameter and use the radius instead of the diameter that's given in a small can. That's it. That's it. So having said that, we're moving on to the next question. And the next question is, let me erase that so we won't get confused. Use a different color. Let's go. An equation is shown below. Okay, we have an equation. Which statement about the equation is true? So, no solutions, one solution, two solutions, infinite solutions. How do we know what is it? So, I don't know what's going on with me today. So, we're going to use the distributive property on the left side and combine like terms on the right side, because we need to do what? We need to simplify before we'll be able to judge what is it. So, we're going to distribute 2 onto 3x. We're going to distribute 2 onto 1. So it's going to be 6x plus 2 equals 2. And we're going to simplify the right side, which is x and plus 5x, which is 6x. So 6x plus 1. All right, so we have 6x on one side, 6x on the other side, but we have 2 and we have 1. What does that mean? That means that this equation has no solutions. Why? Because the first step that you would take to solve that is to subtract 6x on both sides, and it all gets canceled. So how do we, I mean, this is not a thing, right? So obviously, this cannot be solved any further, and it means that it's no solutions. And that will be it. That's pretty much that's it. If all variables go away but numbers stay, it's no solutions. No solutions. All right. We're going further. Which statement best describes the value of square root of 2? But the question is, can we or can't we use the calculator? If we can, then I mean, all we just have to do is just do this, right? We have 1.414. And between 0.5 and 1, that's not true. Between 1.5 and 2.0, that's not true. Between 1 and 1.5, but closer to 1, that's not true. Between 1 and 1.5, but closer to 1.5. Yes, it's very close to 1.5 because it's 1.4. This is it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. It's D. Just by using calculator, we can literally like get the answer. Number 38. A set of ordered pairs is shown below. So we have points. Boom, 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 boom. Which ordered pair should be removed to make the set a function? Andrew, did you do this question? And if yes, what was your answer?
I didn't really finish this question.
Okay, this
So
question.
I couldn't, yeah.
So in order for a set of numbers be a function, the x values cannot be repeated. So let's see. We have -3, 1, 4, -1, -2, 3, and -2. Something repeats, right? Something is repeated. What's repeated?
-2.
-2 is repeated, so we have to just eliminate one of them to make it a function. So it's going to be C senior because it contains -2 for x. That's it. All right. Moving even further. And we get to a short response section. So no more multiple choices. A movie theater sells popcorn in a cone-shaped container as shown below. What is the volume in cubic inches of the popcorn container? Round the answer to the nearest tens. So when they say round the answer to the nearest 10, it means that pi will have to be converted as 3.14, or we're gonna have to use the pi button. I'll show you how to do it. So what do we need to know? We need to know the volume formula for cone. Volume of cone. What is the volume of cone equal to? It's the same formula as cylinder, but divided by 3. I don't like writing 1/3. I like over 3. Do we have radius? Yes, we do. Do we have height? Yes, we do. Do we know what pi is? Yes, we do, and we can use it in the calculator. That's it. So it's going to be like 3.14-ish, let's say, times 3 squared times 5/3. All we have to do is just do it all on a calculator. So it's going to be like this. It's going to be, well, we know what 3 squared is, right? It's 9. So 9 times 5 times pi, and I can use the pi buttons right here. And all of that divided by 3. Boom. 47.12. To the nearest tens, it will be 47.1. And that's the answer. The most difficult part of this is knowing the formula. And that's it. You know, I can actually show you how to remember the volume formulas for the cone and for the cylinder. It goes like this. Do you know what is the area of a circle formula? Area of a circle. Do you know that? Well, everybody does. The area of a circle is pi r squared. Now, when circle becomes a cylinder, which is just a circle with a height, if you think about it, okay? Then it's pi. So the volume formula for it will be pi r squared, just like in this area, like pi r squared, but also times height, because height is being added. And now, you know how in Pokemon they have like different forms, right? So circle is the first form, right? Cylinder is the second form, and cone would be like the third form. So it has the same formula as the cylinder, pi r squared h, but also with over 3. So by knowing the area of a circle, right, you know the volume and that's how I personally remember that. So if you want, you can just remember that way, and we'll never forget it. as long as you remember the area of a circle. We're moving on to the next one. It's another geometry question. How many geometry questions are there?
No idea.
The area of a square-shaped garden, okay, the area of a square-shaped garden, so square, is 324 square feet. What is the length in feet of each side of the garden? Okay, so it means that length times width gave us 324. But in the square, all sides are equal, so we can technically say length times length is 323. Or length times length will give us length squared equals to 324. So in order to find what a regular length would be, we're going to have to use the square root button on a calculator and right away automatically get the correct answer. So 324 and square root button right here. Boom, 18. That's the answer. Literally a 10-second question. Maybe 15 if you're slow. But yeah, nothing more. All right. The line AB is graphed in the coordinate plane shown. What is the length in units? All right. So we need to know the length from A to B. There are several ways to do it. I think it's going to be our last question of the day here. So how do we do it? There are two ways to do it. The first way is to know what is a distance formula. Like distance formula is made for this specific reason, to find the distance of line segments on a coordinate plane. Okay? And it's big, it's complicated. We'll learn it in geometry class. Did you learn it, Andrew, in your in the 8th grade or no? Have you heard
What,
this distance
what?
formula? Yeah.
Nah.
So that means that we're going to have to use something that you definitely learned, and that's called Pythagorean theorem. How does the Pythagorean theorem work here? Pythagorean theorem will work here this way. We're going to create a triangle like that. Because even though we cannot, and our AB is going to be hypotenuse, right? Well, the thing is that we can calculate the sides, like the legs of this triangle, just by calculating the squares, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this side will be 5. And this one will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 12. So now we're having a triangle, right? With the side lengths 5 and 12. And we're looking for this side, which is hypotenuse, which is C. Do you remember Pythagorean theorem formula? That's something that you would see everywhere. Everywhere. I don't know where. Everywhere. It should be in school everywhere. It's a famous formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Where A and B are our leg sides and C is what we're looking for. So all we have to do is just to plug them into the formula. So it's going to be 5 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. 25 plus 144 equals C squared. 169 equals C squared. And then we do square root of both sides. We get C equals to 13. 13 will be the length of this line segment. All right. Okay, that will be it for this video, the 8th grade state test prep. And I hope it helped. And we're going to do more next